LidLineRadio.world.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit kingcounty.gov.
Greetings. This is your host, DJ Neftali, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the best DJ in the Seattle area. You can catch me every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Like I said, this is DJ Neftali, the best reggae in Seattle, Washington, the best radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Come on, right?
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Rainier Avenue Radio.
7 is the number for today. Game 7, and the Seahawks are in week number 7.
At 7.
Yes. At 7, 777. So get your money here. Rainier Avenue Radio, LidLine Sports. Hey, thank you, everyone, and welcome for those that are actually listening and not keeping both eyes and ears on the Mariners and your Seattle Seahawks, because they're both about to be playing at the same time as the Mariners have been playing, and they're up 3-1 over the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto. I think they're in the 6th inning.
Bottom of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th. So they're up 3-1. So let's keep that mojo going. And the Seahawks are probably getting underway right about now as we begin the show. So I'm Pep. My man O is here. MC's not with us tonight. Actually, his brother came from Germany. Yeah. So that's exciting. And so, we gave him the night off for that, to spend some time with his brother. So, I just want to say, Jan, Michael's your brother. And so are we. We wish you the best while you're here, and we are happy to welcome you to Seattle, Washington, and the United States for as long as you'll be here. And we hope that you have a wonderful time.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So right now the Mariners are, they sometimes you can't figure them out.
And this has been a series where you just cannot figure the Mariners out. You start in Toronto, you go up 2-0, you lose 2 out of 3 back at home. You lose game 6, and then now we're at game 7.
Yeah,
all the chips are on the floor. 3-1, bottom of the 6th. Wu is now on the mound. He just struck out Vladimir Guerrero.
Woo! Man,
it has been, I thought that I would never be able to feel this type of feeling again when it comes to a team. But boy, not the Suns, but the Mariners have gotten me there. I've had a lot of roller coasters watching the Phoenix Suns when they were good.
Mm-hmm.
And man, just to be just nose deep with the Mariners on this run, you said it. You hit it right on the head, Pat. You just can't figure this team out, but we're rolling with them. And I still believe that they are going to contend for a World Series. We're just picking the hardest route to get there.
Yeah, I like that. That's very good. Yeah, exactly right. So far, so good. This reminds me of when the Seattle Supersonics had to go to Phoenix, Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, and back in '93, where The referees basically gave the Suns all the rope to win that game, as the Seattle Supersonics were called for like 70 fouls, something like that. It was ridiculous. Charles Barkley had 45 points, 23 rebounds. He lived his, the whole game at the free throw line. And so the Sonics just never had a chance to win that. The Kraken, a couple of years ago, when they went to Game 7 in Denver, actually won that game. So that's one of the few Seattle teams that went on the road in a deciding game and actually came out with a victory.
Good start.
And so now we are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. You know where that's from?
No.
Yeah. Horton Hears a Who. Dr. Seuss. Yes, I can bring it back, folks. So here we are.
What have you seen from this series? What has stood out to you?
Well, you know what's amazing?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the stats of the series, the Seattle Mariners have no business being 3-3 because Toronto has hit better. Toronto has struck out more than half less, and have drove in runners in scoring position in droves. And the Mariners, they've out homered Toronto, but most of those shots, were all solo shots.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not putting runs on the board per se, but somehow they've gotten 3 wins.
They're making it count, and we talked about this before. Those 2 wins on the road to start out this series were impactful.
Huge.
Because when we got back to Seattle, Toronto didn't forget their bats, and they went right back to what they were doing against the Yankees, and they were putting on hit
punishment,
hit after hit, just punishing our starters, just questioning the starters, the bullpen, just do we not having? You just have to come to a realization that's a really good hitting team. That is probably the best hitting team in all of baseball, and they are putting bat on ball. I will say, when it comes to the starters for the Mariners, and this is what they do, fastball pitchers do a really good job locating it, but they've put a lot down the middle of the plate, and Toronto is just not letting up, and they have made the Mariners pay most of the time. But today we're seeing some really good pitching from Kirby to start out. Now Wu, he has 1 on, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. But yes, this is more like it. They're about to get out the bottom, about to get out the 6th. This is more like Mariners baseball. And look, you said something too, and it is true. The Mariners aren't a team, as much as we did see it that last couple of weeks in the regular season, putting guys on base, scoring runs. The Mariners, for the most part all season, scored by the home run.
Yes.
They were top 7, I think, home run hitting team. So that's how they're winning games. So that's what they're doing now. I think for me, it has to be more of this. It's pitching. The pitching has to come through. It has to be more consistent because I'm trying not to look more forward into the possibility of the World Series. And we know the Dodgers won. I don't see us out hitting the Dodgers. We have to find a way, if we get there, to neutralize them and win the way that we know how to win.
Right.
But the Mariners, like I said, they're playing good baseball. Like I said, this is the best team in the AL all season for pretty much ever since the All-Star break. But they've shown up and timeless hits throughout this whole series. And I hope, just like I said before, that maybe once again, if we make it to the World Series, 7 out of 9, 6 out of 9 will put together a series instead of it being Naylor here, Julio here, Cal getting a spot here, Eugenio getting his spot last game. I just hope that they can put together a couple of games of good at bats.
Yeah, and I'd like to see some guys that haven't been getting it together get it together. Rosarena, Canzone, who's not playing today, thank goodness.
Yes,
because he's been purely ass. During the entire series, if not playoffs.
The playoffs,
yeah. So he's got to get his head out of it. And so and JP looks like he got a couple of hits today so far. So it looks like he might be coming around. But we got to get guys, and Robles has got to, he's got to get his bat going too, because he's batting like 183.
Yeah.
I mean 083
Mhm.
right now in this series.
What was your take on Game 6 and just the energy from the errors and the things like that? Do you feel like they were playing more to knowing that they had that Game 7 in their back pocket?
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what happened to them. Right off the bat, Gino Suarez, trying to grab it, barehanded and missed it, stuff like that. That gets to you, especially when you've never been there before, right? And plus the whole weight of a whole franchise that has never been in this position before, and it's now up to you. And it's like the pressure is going to be there. They're going to tell you, "Oh no, we just played one game," but it's there, And so they got that out their way. They realize now we just have to play baseball.
Yep.
If you can do that, then you'll be fine. And you mentioned earlier that the first 2 games was huge. Everybody says that when you first start on the road, what you want to do is get that split. But getting those first 2 games really helped them to survive and possibly win the series. Because I believe if they just came away with a split, they probably wouldn't be playing in Game 7 now. It would have been over in Seattle.
Yep.
Because they would have been, like, oh, we're okay, So this isn't the same old Mariners. I'll say you that, because we are in Game 7 of an ALCS, and right now in Game 7 they're up. So usually the Mariners, when they get into somewhat of a highfalutin position, they it's too much. And next thing you know, bottom of the 6th, they're down 8-2.
And you also make another good point too. I mean, this is, anybody who's worried about bats today or them not scoring runs, this is Game 7. You're not going to see much runs being put up in a game like this. You're talking about 2 teams whose season's on the line. Starters are coming out of the bullpen. High octane relievers are coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. Yeah, definitely. And plus, it has to be in any way. The World Series doesn't start until Friday.
Yep.
So you got to put everybody who's available out there. It don't matter who it is. If Leo Rivas has to pitch in the 9th, there you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're up 15-1 when that happens. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. But anyway, yeah, all hands on deck for sure in a Game 7. I would like to see a couple of more insurance runs.
Yes.
Because we know that it doesn't matter when the game, what inning the game is in. If Toronto has got an opportunity to come back, they can do so.
If they're in arm's length, which is to me
right now
3 to 4 runs, well, yeah. But if you're talking about a team that can hit, I'm not even fully comfortable with a 3-1 lead. Just knowing that they can put up runs in a jiffy. But yes, I think we get to Munoz with the lead. I'm a little comfortable.
Yeah. Right now for Toronto, Gosman's pitching.
Yep.
So, all hands are on deck for both teams. It ain't just Seattle. Toronto's putting it out there too.
That's been their ace all season.
Yeah.
So
so he's trying to get these last few outs, and so see if the Toronto bats can wake up in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Robles just got walked. So
okay.
No outs.
Yeah, I would like to see him get on, maybe steal a base. I don't know.
Yes.
I
feel like we could be more aggressive on the base pass.
Get yourself in position to to score. We can't rely on an extra base hit, or the home run. We got to try and scrap out what we can scrap out right now. So
I know we won't be on until after Game 2 of the World Series. What does this mean to Seattle and the Mariners organization? They can squeak this one and get to the World Series for the first time.
This will be as big, of course, as the Seahawks making the Super Bowl, if not bigger, because of the length of time it's taken the Mariners to finally reach this position. And so this is unprecedented territory for baseball in Seattle. We've never had this. We've had championships before, of course, the Huskies, Sonics, Seahawks, Sounders. So, it's not like Seattle as a whole. Storm, especially. Yes. My goodness. Thank you. That's why you got a partner, folks. But, so Seattle is not immune to being in a championship situation. It's just never happened before for baseball. So this is great to see. And boy, I'm my anxiety, is
If
really,
y'all would have saw us, man, us both coming up in here, it was silent as a mouse. And usually, we're all talking up, asking each other how the weekend went, but the energy was real mellow in here. But that's because we know what's at stake.
man.
Watching the Mariners play.
Yeah, the Mariners are where they are, and the Seahawks are playing Texans right now. They're 4-2. Hopefully, we can get to 5-2. And then have our share of first place once again with the Rams and the Niners. So it's been crazy here. I mean, it's been absolute,
What
out of the ordinary. I mean, for October, we're still talking baseball.
I know it is surreal, and I don't think since I've been on this show we've never came in here to really sit down and be able to talk baseball for 15, 20 minutes.
And not about the Mariners.
Yeah. True.
I mean, we'll talk about the Dodgers, Yankees, blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
and the usual suspects in the playoff, Astros. Ugh. Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, on the other side, so we said it, the Dodgers are going back to the World Series, sweeping the Brewers, which is unfortunate. I did not see that coming as much as we all favored it, the Dodgers. How well the Brewers played all season, for them to lay an egg like that, it was unfortunate. Now, with that being said, what Ohtani did in Game 4 was probably, especially for me to watch, the best probably baseball performance I've ever seen. Started the game, gave up only 2 hits, I believe, struck out 10 batters, and hit 3 home runs.
Ohtani he's just
no words.
Yeah, he's that, and so, you could talk about Barry Bonds, and he was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, because, look, Barry Bonds, I mean, he got walked so many times. It was ridiculous. So yeah, but Ohtani's definitely on that level. And he, if he continues in this pace, he will be, in my estimation, the best ever.
Agree. You can't put somebody ahead of somebody who is elite on both sides of the ball, which it's, first of all, rarely unheard of to begin with. Rare is not even the word. So to be able to play at a high level like that on both sides, I don't know if you'll ever see it again.
Yeah, I mean, to be a pitcher of Cy Young ability, and then be the player at the plate that he is, where he's an MVP candidate every time he steps it up. 50 home runs. It's like, my goodness.
Yeah.
And of course, the Mariners, Yankees, and several other teams, we had shots at them, of course, but we knew all along, for the most part, that him already being down in LA, it just made sense for him to cross right over and play with the Dodgers. And what's so funny about this season is the Dodgers could not handle the Angels under any circumstance. I think they lost I think they only won 1 game against the Angels. And here's another funny thing. They played the Brewers 6 times, whereas, when you play the Central Division, the Eastern, you don't play them as often, of course, in your own division. But they played the Brewers 6 times and lost all 6 games.
It's just funny how postseason baseball, just sports in general, how when it comes to the postseason, how that works.
Yeah, things change.
Yep.
Yeah, you could dominate a team all season long, and come playoff time, what happened? That dominance is gone.
I agree.
I've seen it so many times over the years. I can remember so many times where a team that dominated one team in the regular season, and they go to the postseason and play each other, and it's like flip-flop.
Yep.
Yeah, the dominance goes the other way. But in this instance, the Brewers, their formula all season long, and I've said this several times here on the show, that their formula was get guys on base, heavy traffic, and they had guys that knock them in. Well, against the Cubs, that formula worked. See, because the Brewers are not like the Mariners. The Brewers are not a heavy home run hitting team. So they're not going to knock you around and beat you up like that. They're going to knock you around, beat you up with 1,000 cuts. Get men on base. and then drive those guys in. And they were excellent in doing that. However, the Dodgers pitching staff with Blake Snell and Ohtani, et cetera, said, no, you're not even getting on base. I mean, I don't even know how many runs total did the Brewers have that whole series. I mean, if it was more than 6, I'd be surprised.
And you got to give credit that LA Dodgers pitching staff pitched amazing, from Yamamoto to Blake Snell, to even Tyler Glasnow. Like, those guys, man. First of all, I already liked what I said before. It's funny, we talked about, allowing your starters to, pitch long. And Dave Roberts did that with the Dodgers. I was about to say the Clippers. They ain't in that conversation.
Right.
But, he let Yamamoto pitch a whole game. He let Blake Snell pitch 8 innings. You let your Hogs, when they're pitching well, and they're riding through, especially when it on the marbles, you ride them. And it was good to see Dave Roberts do that. I like seeing that type of baseball.
Well, he's got the horses.
Yes.
I mean, you got to have the horses to be able to do that.
Right.
He's got them. The Mariners are thought to have had them. In a sense, we kind of do. But the problem is, circumstance. When you get into a game 5 in the division series and you got to go all hands on deck, that's going to kill you for the next series. And that's, fortunately for them, that high on that Friday against Detroit carried over onto Sunday and Monday, and they won both of those games. And the Blue Jays, they were riding off the fact that they destroyed the Yankees, who were in the World Series last year, were the defending AL pennant champs. So the way they just disheveled them easily, they didn't probably think that the Mariners had a shot.
Yep.
You could think that because of what you see and what you have done.
Yep.
So I can't blame them for estimating what they can do and underestimating what the Mariners would come in and do. But they got it together. That Tuesday and Wednesday, they were lights out. That was the Toronto Blue Jays we saw against the Yankees.
Yep.
And then, then Friday, the Mariners got their thing. They got up off the mat, took that 8 count in those 2 games, got up off the mat and delivered their own 8 count. So now they're trying to put on the knockout blow, which I hope they can do. Right now,
so too.
Yeah. So right now we got Barger up, and Barger is from Seattle. Did you know that Barger is batting left because of Ichiro?
I did not know that.
He is a natural right-hand hitter.
Okay.
But when he was in high school, or Pee-wees and all that, Little League, he admired Ichiro so much that he learned on his own to be a left-hand hitter and became a switch hitter. And eventually he abandoned his own natural batting and went strictly left-hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty amazing. I don't know of any other baseball player that has done that I know of. I'm sure
I've never heard of anything like that.
That's pretty
ever.
amazing. So, kudos to him. However, we don't want him to succeed.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
He just got walked. So
yeah.
That's funny. We have somebody from Toronto and Josh Naylor, and they have somebody from Seattle.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So, have you checked out what the Seahawks are doing right now?
I did see that they had the ball on Houston's 1-yard line, but I did just see Bill Walker just said touchdown Charbonnet. So sounds like we're up 7-0.
Oh, I like that.
So that's a good feeling right now.
Opening drive. Was that the opening drive?
Must be,
because they've been struggling on those. So good.
So good feeling right now for Seattle fans. Mariners up 3-1, bottom of the 7th. Seahawks up 7-0, down in Seattle. So I know it's a zoo down there.
Soto's going nuts with the, and then of course, in the stadium, people got their phones out and checking out the mittens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you might hear some cheers and Seahawks be like, what's going on? The Mariners do something?
Yeah.
Oh, and I got another story real quick that's really cool. Saturday, the Kraken played the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto.
Really?
That game went into overtime with the Kraken winning.
Didn't they all show up in Mariners jerseys?
That's what I was about to tell you.
I remember that.
The whole team showed up in Mariners jerseys.
That's cool.
Didn't work for Sunday for us, but it might be working mojo today. Well,
2 on.
No outs. This is not good.
Got to see. And, this is where I feel like the Mariners have struggled too. And like I said, a lot give credit to the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays have guys in scoring position. For the most part, ever since Game 3, they've been scoring runs.
Yes.
So we're in a little bit of, nervous territory. I think they're down to the 9th hitters. I mean, top of the lineup's coming up too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but their bottom of the lineup has been murdering us.
That's what they're doing right now.
Yes. So, man, it's a shame. And our bottom has been, bottom.
Very bottom. And, Dan Wilson has had to switch the lineup, I think, 3 times now throughout this series.
I don't like that.
Yeah. But, it's do or die. And, sometimes when adjustments have to be made, you got to make those adjustments. And you said it before. I'm trying not to be too disappointed in Dominic Canzone, but when everything's on the table, you cannot, as a high caliber professional athlete, when it matters, you have to show up. And you can't show us as Mariners fans that you can hit 300 in your first time being a full-time in the lineup. You hit 300 and you're giving nothing. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And so I try not to put too much in JP because he's a hell of a defensive shortstop as well. And he's starting to wake up. I think he's a great leader. But yeah, that second half of the lineup, we need those guys to start waking up.
Come on, Woo. You got to get some stuff over the plate, man. You can't walk, guys.
So
we already got 2 on, no out. Let's go. Man.
So sacrifice bunt. So now they got guys on second and third with 1 out. So you know who's coming up. The guy who's been killing us, George Springer. Unfortunately, he took a nasty fastball to the knee 2 games ago. And he's been kind of neutralized since then. You can tell he's still hurt, still agonizing pain. I did not like, though, for Mariners fans to boo somebody getting hit like that.
No.
I understand the whole Astro situation. He's a part of that. That's not something as a fan you boo. And I know it's high stakes right now, but I didn't like that, Mariners fans.
Right.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's not who we are. Yeah. We're better than that.
Yeah.
So,
pitching change.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we get back, we'll talk more about, of course, what's going on currently, the Seahawks, things like that. So don't go away. We'll be right back. LidLine Sports, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this? This is Rainier Avenue Radio .world, the station that cares about our community.
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the 4th Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
Mga kaibigan, ito po si Kuya Bert Kawili.
And this is Miles Salvador from Australia.
And I'm Norb Kawili, also known as Norbcam.
Kung gusto niyo po ang latest news and events from the Philippines at yung local Filipino community, Phil Radio po.
We play Filipino music and interview guests from all around the world.
And I'll keep you updated on the latest Seahawks and sports news.
Kaya always tune in Phil Radio every Tuesday 1 to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Rainier Avenue Radio .world.
And in YouTube and Facebook. Salamat po.
1, 2, get down.
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio .world. your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
So I needed to check my kids' immunization records for their school. My doctor told me I could get them quickly online, but I couldn't figure out how. Thankfully, I could turn to Link to Care WA for help. With Link to Care WA, I was able to learn how to use online health portals, use telehealth to talk to my doctor virtually, and even apply for jobs online. I called their free hotline and got help from a real person. Call Link to Care WA at 866-757-1832 or visit linktocarewa.org.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Tomorrow, King County Executive Debate live at 5 p.m., followed by live town hall on policing at 6 p.m., hosted by Seattle Seattle Community and Police Commission. Friday, regular season finale for Metro Football High School, live at 7 p.m. Number 4 Eastside Catholic versus number 8 Rainier Beach. So don't miss those two events on Rainier Avenue Radio Live. Unfortunately, we just caught a 3-run home run by George Springer. And so now the Toronto Blue Jays have taken a 4-3 lead over our beloved Seattle Mariners. But we still have chance here in the 8th and 9th to try and catch up and get something done. We just got to hold them off now.
Ooh, that was deflating. Really deflating. You know, and I was gonna ask you, and you know, it's easy to ask these questions now. We're saying try to critique Dan Wilson's job.
Second guess.
Yeah,
armchair.
I've had my grievances with some of these pitching changes throughout the playoffs. I don't know if this is necessarily one of them. I get it. You're trying to hold off a lead. You got 2 on in scoring position with 1 out. You bring in Bizzardo, who's honestly been probably your best reliever. But, man, it leads to now looks like a bad decision and a 3-1 home run. And, you know, I feel like that's kind of happened more than I would like for it to have happened throughout the playoffs, Pep, of, you know, these pitching changes, and it leads to runs. But at the same time, you know, it does start with, you know, Brian Wu getting 2 on with 1 out and even having to make or just force Dan Wilson's hands. But man, these high octane situations, it's been some really crushing blows.
Yeah. Well, you know, the manager's job is pretty much damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't take out Wu and something bad happens, you should have taken out Wu. And if you do take him out, which would happen, and another guy comes in and gives up the gopher, well, that's exactly what happened. So, you know, can we blame Dan Wilson for this? No, because the circumstances said that he had to make the change, and he did that. Now, sometimes could he have made a better decision on who to bring in? Perhaps. But who are you going to go with? Brash again?
I think bottom of the 7th. I would have been okay if you start to warm up Munoz. I know it's maybe half an inning too early, but I think you're talking about somebody who, you know, you need a strikeout most likely right then and there. There is a guy who's going to do that, or at least give you the best chance if it's not going to be one of your starters. I would have been okay with Munoz coming in that game, and Brash could have closed. Bizzardo could have possibly closed if you give, because then I think you come back. Let's say Munoz gets out this inning. Maybe he only gives up 1 run. You're going back to Munoz to start the 8th. And then after that, if he doesn't have much, you have a lot of options who can give you 3 outs.
Mm-hmm.
But just like you said, you're right. I'm not blaming Dan Wilson necessarily. Just like you said, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't as a manager. But yeah, I think you could have possibly played Munoz there, but I can say that now after just giving up a 3-run home run. So it's just unfortunate. And just like you said, the game's not over. We got 2 innings to score a run to give ourselves a chance and not give up another run. Because right now they got another run but 2 outs. So game's not over. Can't be deflated as a Mariners fan yet.
Right. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough position to be in when you're the manager and have to make these kind of decisions. The thing about being in a 7-game series, there's no secrets. Everybody has seen everybody's repertoire. So bring in Brash. How many times has he been in? They've seen him 100 times.
Yeah,
they know what he's got, and so it's tough in any circumstance. Bizzardo, he's pitched well for the most part, but look, they've seen him all week long. So now we got to take advantage and get to guys that we've seen and do the same thing. It can happen.
Yeah,
we just got to make it. We just got to make it happen. If they want to play the Dodgers on Friday, then it's got to happen. So unfortunately, the guy that is probably the most hated out of the Toronto Blue Jays organization, George Springer, because of him being an Astro and all the cheating and all that stuff. That's just like a kick in the face, while you're laying down or whatever. It's not good. Yeah. So anyway, what's happening with the Seahawks right now?
Seahawks, I know they are moving the ball. They're on the Houston's 11, 1st and 10.
Nice.
So it looks like they're looking to score again with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. So it looks like they're moving the ball really well. Defense is doing their job so far.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Seahawks, man, that offense is really starting to click. And they've been saying the whole time, look, you just got to give us some games, give us some time to click, get our rhythm going. And it looks like Sam Darnold, he's the guy for us. We made the right choice in moving on from Geno. And look, Geno's the one that made that choice, folks. The coaching staff would have been they were all set. They were all set to ride with Geno, whether they liked it or not. They were going to ride with him. He made all that fuss about wanting to go. And they obliged him.
Yeah.
And how's that worked out? Well, the Raiders are terrible. And I already told people a long time ago,
forefront of it.
Pete Carroll was not going to make any difference in the Raiders with what they have. They suck.
Yep.
He wasn't going to help them not suck. And bringing old Seahawks back wasn't going to help. Sorry. And I just heard that Tyler Lockett asked for his release and got his release from Tennessee Titans. And, he's probably going to go to the Raiders.
How about it?
Yeah, man. Do your thing.
I wish nothing but the best for guys like Tyler Lockett,
yes,
for
of
sure.
Course.
But I wish there was some space for him with us. I don't think there is. I think we're doing pretty well offensively.
No.
Bill Walker just had another touchdown. JSN, who I was just about to say, he hasn't even touched the ball yet, but now he has a touchdown. So, yeah, this offense is moving. And, I don't know necessarily what to say about the Seahawks yet, but I enjoy watching them. And I can definitely say as of today, I do think that they can compete for a playoff spot.
Well, I listened to ESPN this morning when I went to work at 4:45 this morning. Damian Woody was on ESPN on the radio, and he said the team that I think might end up being the best team in the NFC, and he didn't say West, North, whatever, NFC East, Western. He said in the NFC, Seattle Seahawks. And they said, what? Over the Rams, over the Niners, over Green Bay? He said, yes. Seattle Seahawks. He says Mike McDonald's defense is, once they get healthy, are getting it together.
Yeah.
And he says that offense, man, that Sam Darnold looks like that offense was built for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what some of these quarterbacks, what happens is they finally get into a situation where the coaching staff, when we said this before, this is nothing new, but the coaching staff believes in them and utilizes what they do best to fit their offensive situations. Minnesota did that for Sam Darnold, and Seattle is doing that for Sam Darnold. Tampa Bay has done that for Baker Mayfield. Carolina had Mayfield and Darnold and did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and Cleveland's still looking for a quarterback.
Yeah.
They had Flacco. Flacco goes to Cincinnati and throws for 400 yards.
Yeah.
It's wherever you go and who believes
I was going to say that says a lot about just organizations, though, like in how they're developing talent, what's going on in the locker room, the organization from the front office, the coaching. It says a lot when you can get talent and you can't get the best out of them. But no longer that, or more than that, they go somewhere else and they flourish. Like Baker Mayfield is talked about as an MVP candidate. That says a lot.
It says a whole lot.
And it says a lot about the Carolina Panthers and the Cleveland Browns, who are where they're at right now.
Right. Yep, absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of NFL, did you see the collapse by the New York Giants?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I think they started showing the end of it while I was getting ready to watch the Mariners game. But I seen that they were up, 20-3 or something like that?
They were up 19-0.
Yeah,
start the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Lost 33-32. Denver scored all 33 points in the fourth quarter. That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of such.
Bad teams find a way to lose. But it shouldn't have happened like that.
No. Absolutely. They still had a 26-8 lead.
Yeah.
With less than 5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the Jets are 0-7.
Yeah. There's another bad organization that's been bad for years, and I don't see that changing for a while. So it's just, I hate seeing like just bad organizations. You see it all over sports, just teams that it doesn't. Well, I feel like in football maybe a little different because you are trying to win year by year. But when you come in and, like I said, you start, what are they, 0-6 now?
0-7.
0-7. There's no place for that. There's just no place to be that bad of an organization.
And they get worse.
Yeah.
It seems like, they make the coaching changes and all that, and they get worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. And then I saw, I don't remember if I heard it on radio or if I saw it on TV or something, but what if the Kansas City Chiefs played in the Jets uniforms for the whole season, what their record would be?
They'd be under 500.
Same players, just a different uniform.
Yeah. Just that organization, and it just bleeds down.
Well,
it does.
That eighth inning didn't last.
Nope. It didn't. Top of the
bottom
of the eighth.
Yeah.
Hope is dwindling. We got 3 more at bats and gotta hold it to 3-4. Even just as important, you can't give up another run right now. I don't know who's coming in. I'm guessing it's Munoz. There's no way it should be anybody else with the game on the line in the bottom of the eighth. It's possibly their last 3 at-bats coming up for the Blue Jays. You got to hold it here. It has to be your best reliever, who's been your best reliever all season.
Yeah.
And it has to be Munoz coming in.
All hands.
Yeah.
Damn the torpedoes. Full speed ahead. So, that's how it works.
Guess what we do have tomorrow as well?
What?
Yeah, the NBA.
What?
All this going on. It's you never think of a NBA as being kind of like an afterthought, but that's honestly, especially here in Seattle, what it really, we also don't have a team, so that's probably another reason. But even for me, I'm a basketball guru. I haven't really over these last couple months month. I really haven't been putting too much into basketball. Now, I watched the Suns a couple times preseason. I'm keeping up with who's playing for who and whatnot. But coming in here on today, I really don't know how to feel about this upcoming NBA season.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't know. And I think also what is a part of that is I do think the OKC Thunder, to start out, your former champs, are overwhelming favorites. And it's a long season. Granted, we always talk about it. You got to have luck, you got to have health, and you got to play at a high level for 82 games and playoffs. I don't see why they can't repeat for the first time since the Golden State Warriors. I don't see why not. Now, I think a lot of people have said that there is one team who it probably took them to 7 games and was literally maybe a game away from beating them. Denver Nuggets. They got better, in my opinion. They went and brought back Bruce Brown, got Cam Johnson from Michael Porter, who is an upgrade. I know a lot of you Seattle people may not think that, but he is an upgrade. I do think that they will challenge OKC. But that young team and just the chemistry they have, and they haven't even reached their ceiling yet.
Oh, boy.
I do think they will compete again for the NBA championship. The one grievance I will have with them is they're probably going to start the season without Jalen Williams. But there's a positive to that. Like I said, this team is so well connected. It just gives room for somebody else to get some momentum early on in the season and develop. Because we know they're going to win games.
Yeah.
They don't have to really necessarily worry about giving up games early, which I don't think they will. They'll still win games. I don't think Jalen Williams will be out much longer.
They'll probably win between 58, 63 games.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they will be number one in the West. But, the West is still pretty good again. Now, the East, on the other hand, Pep is, man, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks, your New York Knicks. And then I think the other team will possibly be the Orlando Magic.
Yes.
But you hear me. I didn't name the Indiana Pacers who just went to the finals.
They're not
they don't have Tyrese Halliburton. You didn't hear me name the Boston Celtics because they're going to be without Jason Tatum, and they lost a lot over this offseason.
Yeah, they might struggle to make 500.
Yeah. I think that they will possibly be in that play-in round, or I can possibly see them if they don't see much happening. Well, I think they're still good enough where I don't see them falling no further than the play-in. But you got 3 teams that are going to compete for the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't see anything outside of that. Now, a lot of people, and I do like what they did. The Atlanta Hawks are maybe your team that are floating among those teams.
Does Trae Young end the season in Atlanta?
I think so, because I was going to say, I think they did solid in the offseason where they went and got some solid help around him. And I do think they'll be good enough to be a top 5 team in the East, but I don't see them getting over the hump. And I do think Trae likes being in Atlanta. I know people think otherwise. And I do think the Atlanta Hawks think they can win with Trae Young. So that's not the name you need to worry about possibly moving. It's the guy from the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
But don't we hear that often all the time, though? Seriously?
Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it.
I think the problem is...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Bottom of the 8th, 2 on for the Toronto Blue Jays, 1st and 3rd.
Runners at the corners, nobody out.
And that is Munoz pitching. So that's very unfortunate and very deflating. And they now have to find a way to get out of this inning without giving up a run. It's not looking too good, Pep.
No.
Like I said, that home run was just super deflating. And on top of that, you're on the road, so it's probably loud as heck in Toronto right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. But I've said off the air that I think of all the teams that had a shot to beat the Dodgers, it was Toronto because of their bats.
And, I had that same thought even this morning. Going into Game 7, it's like as much as I want to see the Mariners make it to the World Series and give themselves a chance, I do think the Blue Jays and the Dodgers will be the heavy-hitting matchup in the better series just because they're very similar. They both have bats.
Yeah, the problem is the Mariners have a terrible batting average. So it's either all or nothing as far as scoring home run or nothing. Or if you want to see a guy ground out and fly out and strike out, especially strike out, then you want the Mariners. I'm speaking mostly of people that have no allegiance to either team.
Yeah.
America or Canada, as you will.
Mm-hmm.
Who would they rather see in the World Series, Seattle or Toronto? Well, it's going to be Toronto because Toronto has a chance. They've got the heavy hitters, and they got good enough pitching to try and neutralize what the Dodgers can do. And to be quite frankly, the Toronto Blue Jays have a better shot at beating the Dodgers than the Mariners do. Even if the Mariners come back and win this game,
We just made a really big play, double play by Josh Naylor.
Oh my God,
that was really big. So hopefully we can get out this inning that can maybe give just enough spark for these guys to gather themselves, get some momentum going into the top of the ninth.
right?
It's do or die, man. But once again, Munoz has to get out this inning untouched.
Yes, totally agree.
Really big play. That was a really big play. And I know you guys are out there watching, so don't mind our play-by-play.
0-2, right? So yeah, for sure.
Who do you have winning the finals early on? Who's your favorite?
Oh, NBA finals?
Yeah.
You mean the too early to
yeah.
Bro, I truly believe in an Orlando Magic right now. And I think they are the new darlings of the surprise, whatever you want to call them. Like, I guess Indiana and fake Sonics were that last year. Orlando's definitely that this year.
I like that.
They're probably going to be busting through. And I think, if you want to say it right now, it should be Orlando and the fakes in the finals.
I like that. I think ESPN had like a simulation where they simulated the season so many times. One of the simulations came out the Orlando Magic playing the Warriors in the finals.
That could
Magic
happen.
winning in 7. So I like that you kind of stepped out the box from there. And just like I said earlier, the East is wide open.
And I got another one for you. Oof.
Got out there in it.
Oof. Oh, good Lord. Paolo Banchero will be a heavy, heavy MVP favorite.
I love it. And I also like that as well, too, because I also think voters are getting tired of voting for Shea Gillis, Alexander, and Nikola Jokic every year. So I do think that they will look the other way.
Especially if Orlando is going to be as good as we think they are.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be a heavy favorite for MVP.
Who's a player you think is going to take a turn this year?
Up or down?
Up.
Wow. Man, that's.
It can be a star who you think is just going to take it into MVP status, or
Paulo.
Yeah,
Paulo. If you're going to give me that, I'll take the layup.
Okay.
Out west, you know what I think? You know what I think is going to turn it up? Steph.
Nice. I like that answer. I like that answer because that's not. It's out of the way. You're talking about a 36-year-old point guard who is now on the back end. What I love about that too is these guys are thirsty to prove everybody wrong again, and they are going to, I think, surprise a lot of teams.
Well, the thing is, the Warriors right now are the heavy favorites to win the West, which is a turn from where they were last year and 2 years ago. So, yeah, and I think Steph wants to go off. He's had some, controversy. So, be it may with Aisha and her nonsense. So he wants probably to take some of that away because, brother, it is nonsense.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Yeah. We're not a gossip channel.
Yeah.
But I mean, her stuff is just totally ridiculous, folks. If for those that might be out of the loop, Aisha Curry went on some show, and said that she had a career, she had her own goals in mind outside of being the wife of Steph Curry. She kind of hypothesized, well, what if I didn't get with Steph? Where could I be now? And it's like, that is such silly talk. You got a man that's, he's a family guy, loves his wife, loves his family. She also said that she never wanted kids.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Why are you sabotaging yourself? For what? Because you wanted a career in what? What's it? I mean, I'm not saying you need to sit home and just be happy to be somebody's wife. But the guy is super successful, super never in trouble, super non-controversial. I mean, the guy is beloved by everybody.
And he's giving you a platform to kind of have your own identity, you know? Like
Absolutely. He ain't never said that I want my wife at home.
Yeah. She's a cooking book. She had a cooking show for a little bit.
I mean, come on, man.
Do you get that platform without Steph Curry?
Why does she need to do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have an obvious answer like you do too. Victor Wembanyama. I know he's already a star, but the levels that we keep seeing from him, I see we're about to see a lot of things this season that we've never seen before.
Do you have a surprise team in the East or West?
I guess they've already made their shot, but I do think they're going to take another leap. The Detroit Pistons on the Eastern Conference side.
Okay.
The Western Conference side, man, it's tough. I think it's the same old, same old. You're going to have your teams from Houston, LA, the Clippers, Denver. I don't know. I don't think this is the year you'll see a surprise. I mean, I guess the Spurs again, maybe. I guess that'll be your surprise. But I think a lot of people are expecting that leap from them. But I don't think you'll see a team on that side who will just be, you know.
I think there's a team that's going to be better than most people think.
Okay.
Portland Trailblazers.
Okay. I like that. And you know what? I forgot about them. That's a good one. I love what they did at the end of the season last year and what they're going to do coming up this season, what Chauncey Billups has done. They're going to be a tough-nosed team. Drew Holiday was a great pickup.
Yep.
Top of the ninth.
Oh, Rivas, 3-2. Here we go. Man.
Yeah. I know we're about to get off the show, but man, you guys are in for a roller coaster over the next, well, for sure, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
What's the Seahawks score? Is that what score? What's that say? Oh.
Seahawks 14-0.
14-0 still.
Houston has the ball. I wish we can stay on throughout the rest of this Mariners game.
Well, we still got 2 minutes.
Yeah?
2 minutes, Dougie Fresh. Don't rush me. Doggone it. I want my 54 minutes. Well, we got 1 minute left, but yeah, let's go.
So Rivas struck out.
Of course. He's been striking out all day.
I'm surprised that we didn't go with a sub there, but I guess you only got Canzone.
Here's Canzone. Another bum.
Just subbed in here.
Well, we just waved the white flag. To me, you let Rivas go up, and then you let Canzone. Yeah, white flag. Well, you know,
it just sucks as people who don't watch baseball understand. Like this one pitch can literally
man.
change.
Can Seattle get something, man? Please.
All that took was one hit by the Toronto Blue Jays to get right back in this game and take the lead.
God! And see, you know, they all, like I said, when there's traffic on the base path, they capitalize. We don't.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening. Rhonda Dorsey, Bill Walker Jr., MC. We gave you a little tribute before, so I don't know if you heard that or not. But anyway, the usual suspects. Doreen, I know you're out there listening, hopefully. So want to thank everybody. We'll be back next week. Probably a little somber, but that's all right. Seahawks are winning, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm Pep. Please, Daniel. Thank you. We're out.